airport to pick them up, and oh gosh, yeah, it was an emotional moment. It's so cute to see them hugging me and me hugging them. Yeah, it was very, very nice.
That's so sweet. So yes, you missed them, but they certainly missed you. But it was worth it to spend time with family, and good they got to stay a little bit longer.
Yes, yes,
But
that's the thing, because we live so far away from family. So now that if they have the chance to enjoy family a little longer, like why not? It's the first time that we did that I flew back earlier. But yeah, I was happy to see them so happy, and they had a lot of fun there.
I know. I saw your video. It was so cute. Speaking of fun, today is Friday, so it is going to be a fun show. Why not? We have a guest in the studio. Something very interesting we want to talk to you about, a film that you might want to check out later today. Ooh, we'll be speaking with someone that can tell us more. And then also an event happening this weekend that you might be familiar with. Maybe you haven't checked it out yet, but Coffee and Cars is happening. So we have our friend in here to talk to us about that. And what else is happening today?
Yes, yeah.
Next weekend, okay. I feel like something else is happening too. But you know what? You're just going to have to stay tuned. And again, we have our friend Cher on the other side, not here,
yes,
to talk about all the events happening this week. So let's just dive right in. July, it's not over yet, right? But it almost is. That's crazy. Scientists are already saying it'll be the planet's hottest on record by far. That's according to a Thursday report from the European Union's Climate Change Service and the World Meteorological Organization. Say that 3 times fast.
I know, right?
Meteorological.
Yes. Well, those experts are virtually certain July will break records by a significant margin. Records of global average air temperature are usually broken by hundredths of a degree.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but the temperature for the first 23 days of July averaged roughly 62.5 degrees, well above the previous record of about 61.9 degrees. Simply put, we've just lived through the hottest 3-week period on record.
Well, we can tell.
And likely the hottest in more than 100,000 years. That's crazy. People are getting burns from simply just falling onto scorching hot ground.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep, yeah.
That's crazy.
If your stove is broken, guess what? Head outside, okay? Especially in other parts of the U.S. I know we've been talking a lot about Arizona. They are scorching over there. So you know what? I really can't complain too much about the temperatures we're seeing here. Of course, the humidity, it does make things worse. But I'm from Oklahoma, so it's hotter over there than it is here, okay? So I'm really not complaining about what we're seeing. But I have been saying I am hoping for a little bit of rain. I know we have Emily in today to talk to us about that. It helps cool things off. I like just more so pop-up showers. You know, it's not like an all-day rain out, but I really do like, you know, maybe an hour of rain and then it
help
stops.
cool down a little bit.
Then you can go on.
Yeah.
Okay, listen to this story. This is definitely not delivery. DiGiorno is testing vending machine pizza. Okay.
Yeah.
The company has 2 kiosks inside a Walmart in Colorado and at the Nestle company's Ohio campus.
Okay, so according to the company, the vending machines have a commercial grade oven inside. Okay. So they can output fully cooked DiGiorno's 10-inch thin crust pizzas in cheese and pepperoni. It only takes about 3 minutes, and each pie costs about $9.
Yeah, this is not a good idea because you know what's going to happen? That thing's going to catch on fire.
Yeah, I thought of the same thing.
User error. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, but I really like my pizza to be very crispy. So I'm always that person when I make pizza, I always leave it in longer than the suggested time. That's just me. I like my crust to be like not burnt, but just a little crisp. And
I do too. I like
extra things. Like if I'm making a pizza at home, then I have my cold cuts. I add more cheese. I add jalapenos. I do all the extra. So
you wouldn't be buying on a vending machine?
I'd rather just make my own.
I know, me too.
Okay. But I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Just be careful if you are going to use it.
You just keep thinking like, what's coming next? Because people keep for vending machines.
Speaking of what's coming next, that leads us to our social question. What new items do you think should be sold in vending machines? Clearly, we've seen a lot of interesting things. We're talking about pizza today. What would you want to see in a vending machine that you would love to buy?
You know, at airports, we're seeing like, at least when we go, we see makeup, the stuff like we use, you see in the past, or electronics that you can buy now in vending machines. So it's interesting.
And it's all not cheap too. That's the funny thing. I thought vending machines were supposed to be cheap.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not. But I'm curious to see the answers. Yeah, we have some funny ones, some interesting, but yeah. Let us know.
Interesting. We'll leave it at that. Be nice, whatever you do. Put,
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
We're going to hide your answer.
It's a family show. All right, coming up, a thriller shot in Augusta premieres tonight, and we have the film's producer in the studio to talk to us. You don't want to miss this. Stand by.
How are you?
Nice to have you.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Zaina.
Mark.
Hey, welcome back to Morning Mix. If you like to watch thrillers, you have to check out 5 Star Murder. It's a movie that was filmed at the Partridge Inn here in Augusta, and it premieres tonight. We have Mark Crum, the film's producer, in to tell us more about the movie. Thanks for coming in. This is exciting.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes, and thanks for choosing the Partridge Inn in Augusta. First of all, tell us about the plot. What can people expect?
Well, it is a murder mystery. We have a rich guy who renovates a hotel, dies under mysterious circumstances, and rumor has it that all of his money and gold is hidden somewhere in this hotel. So then we have a hurricane that comes in and traps several people there. So as the storm surge is rising and the storm locks everybody in, somebody's found the gold, and then the people start adding up and coming up dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so before we ask you more questions, let's watch the trailer.
Please rest assured that Libertine Grand Hotel, it is our pleasure to make sure your stay is as comfortable as possible. Enjoy your stay.
The path of the storm is shifting. Make sure they know their protocols for a full evacuation.
Kitchen staff and housekeeping are dismissed, but we have 2 rooms refusing the order. Everyone who stayed behind is a hunter.
What the hell is a hunter?
Treasure hunter, looking for Louis Laurent's gold.
Louis Laurent, the architect?
People think he hid his fortune in one of his hotels.
What now?
I need you to stay in your room.
What you need is for me to help you figure out if one of your hotel guests is a killer before somebody else dies.
That's unfortunate.
There's not a single murder tonight for which you couldn't have been responsible.
Oh my God.
We might be stuck in the storm with a killer.
I know, it makes you want to tune in, right? I think it's something about the music, too. It just keeps grabbing me and grabbing me. I need more.
Well, we had a wonderful composer, Penka Kronova. She actually did Ender's Game and some of Elysium and some bigger ones. So I knew her through a friend that I'd done a movie with a while back. And so we got a fantastic composer on it as well.
Awesome, awesome. What was the most challenging thing while filming? Was it the gallons and gallons of water, maybe?
So the most challenging days, you saw there were flames. So we had to have flames and water are the most difficult things for you to recreate with visual effects. And you can't do miniatures because flame and water behaves in a certain way at a certain scale, and you can't scale it up. So we knew that we had to have a fire. When the script came across my desk, I was like, oh, this is going to be tough. We had to have a fire in a generator room that kind of, threatens all of their lives. So they have to get that out. So I had to have real live fire in a generator room inside the hotel. So figuring that component out with special effects teams, and of course we had the Augusta Fire Department there to make sure everything was safe and we didn't burn down the actual hotel. And the water, because we brought in giant rain towers for all of our hurricane that was coming in, shut down Walton Way, and then we had Crafty Apes they do all the Marvel graphics, things like that. So we had them do our flooding where the hotel's actually underwater, and they took our hotel and put it on the beach. So you'll see Tybee Island, Establisher, and then Partridge Inn will be on the beach. But we had to flood the basement. So the thought is, how am I flooding a basement? Where can I actually, because we come down to the basement and the basement is not flooded, and then when we come back to it, it is flooded. So we worked with the YMCA. It was February when we were thinking, when we were getting ready to start shooting it. And their pools are closed. So they drained the pool for us. We built the actual basement in the swimming pool, and then we were doing the whole thing in one day, so we had to fill it up, and we tried with like 6 hoses and realized it wasn't going anywhere. It was taking forever. We were going to be there 2 days later still filling up this thing, even though the math supposedly said it was going to happen quicker. So we had all of these trash cans with water, and we actually just formed a fire line of people and just started pulling trash cans out of the next pool over, and literally putting them on casters, rolling it over, and then splashing it in, like just one trash can after another. A whole crew was working hard for about 2 hours. And then we had it all filled up, and our camera crew and waiters, because the water was freezing cold, could get down in there. Our actors were wearing wetsuits underneath their clothes. So that was, I'd say those two elements were some of the most challenging ones we had.
Gosh, wow.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot. So it took a lot of moving parts to make this all happen. Something else we want to mention, our chief meteorologist, Riley Hill, actually makes a small appearance in the movie. Tell us about how that came about.
He does. So that was another challenge, is how do we get graphics that look real? Do I hire somebody, you know, a special effects company or a VFX company to do all of our graphics and give us that, and then we have to go to a green screen and et cetera, et cetera. But what most people don't know is I used to work at WRDW from 2000 to about 2005 for Estelle, and I was a photographer reporter for 5 years with you guys. And I called up Estelle and I said, you know, can you help me out? I need hurricane graphics. I need this thing to look real so that when our actors look at the TV and they see all this, you know, hurricane moving in, that it looks like it's supposed to. And she was like, yeah, sure. So she talked to Mike, the general manager, and I was like, nope, we're great. Riley will do it. So that is why we now have professional graphics in the film that make it look like we really have a real meteorologist, because we do.
That's true.
Cool.
And I brought him something because everybody in the crew got one of these cool shirts. It's the Grand Libertine Hotel logo. And then on the back, you know, crew likes to have extra swag. It says, 5-star murder crew.
We love
So he gets to be part of the crew and he gets to have a shirt. So I'm going to leave this here for him.
Also, we'll make sure that he's going to get it this afternoon.
Very
That's
cool.
right. And something else happening tonight, you're actually showing the film at the Partridge Inn, 8 o'clock.
We are. So we talked with management about this before and said, well, why don't we do something when it comes out? And at 8 o'clock, we're going to be over there. A lot of the crew will be there. I don't know about if any cast is coming in yet, because we just got confirmation yesterday or the day before that we were going to do this. And yeah, we're all going to be hanging out at the Partridge Inn, watching it flood and, and watching the murder.
Awesome. But people can also stream free, right?
Absolutely. So it's on Tubi. If you have Comcast or Dish or whatever, I think Tubi is free there. So you can, and even anything online, you can watch Tubi for free.
Okay, so make sure you're tuning in tonight. Thanks so much.
5-star
really
murder.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Excited to
appreciate
tune in
it.
and see that.
Yes, yeah.
Sending things over to First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton, who's actually in for Tim Strong today, making her first morning mix debut. Hey, Emily, what can we expect this weekend if people are heading out?
Maybe have a rain jacket. That's probably going to be my best advice for you, or an umbrella. Just go ahead and keep that handy, because we could see off and on showers throughout our weekend, and that's going to start as early as this afternoon. So even seeing some showers right now move along the coast, again, staying a little bit closer to the ocean there. Again, those afternoon or morning showers, I should say, but becoming a little bit more prominent and maybe even widespread as we go throughout our afternoon hours today. And then, like I said, the same can be said throughout our weekend. So Saturday, Sunday could expect these off and on showers and thunderstorms, but thankfully for the most part, most of us are dry, and that the rain is staying well down to our south and east. So if you are getting out and about this morning, things are cloudy conditions to start off our day. Relatively mild out there too. And again, that's going to be a slow warm up, but we will warm up this afternoon, expecting us to be in those lower 90s. Now, some places might not quite hit that 90-degree mark again due to the abundance of cloud cover. Definitely our southern counties can expect to be in those 80s due to the rainfall and extended cloud cover again throughout the rest of our afternoon. Right now across the region, we are in those 70s, or across the CSRA, excuse me. We are in those 70s right now, but like I said, we're going to warm up into those 90s once we get later on in the afternoon, except for the lucky few southern counties. They're going to see some rain, lots of cloud cover, so they might struggle to get out of the 80s, but like I said, we're going to see rain for the next couple of days, so maybe everybody will get a chance of rain. But again, these are these spotty showers, so it's very hard to predict. They just pop up and go away pretty much as fast. So it's good news and bad news at the same time.
Yeah, I'll take it.
No, I'll take it too. Okay, as long as it's not like a rain out kind of day, then we're fine.
Yeah, not expecting those. That's good.
All right, Emily, thanks so much.
And welcome officially to Morning Mix.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited. I love the mugs. Love everything. It's just so happy. Morning Mix.
That's what we're
That's
trying
the
to do.
goal. That's the goal. You're here to have fun and bring fun to all of you.
Exactly. All right, coming up, a new edition of Coffee and Cars Augusta is coming up, and we're going to tell you all you need to know before you attend the event. That's next.
But now we are sending things over to Lisa McCall.
Oh no.
Can you believe it?
On the trip? Oh,
Yeah. So they have
That
to fly
stinks.
back a little.
The next edition of Coffee and Cars Augusta at the Augusta Richmond County Judicial Center is coming up soon. It's a chance that automotive enthusiasts have to show off their rides and talk to others about their rides as well. Jason Berry is joining us this morning to talk about the event. Nice to have you back.
good morning.
Good morning.
Absolutely glad to be back and always excited to talk about cars.
Exactly. This is happening next Saturday. What's been the coolest experience about hosting this event?
The sheer amount of people in the area that are into cars and the turnouts that we get, you know, I mean, when we started out almost 10 years ago, we never would have expected so many cars to come out on a monthly basis. And it just really puts you in touch with how the community is centered around gearheads and you know, folks that just love to tinker with their toys, you know?
All right, so even if you don't bring your car or your motorcycle, like you're still welcome to attend,
Oh, absolutely,
right?
absolutely. It's open to everybody. And we have spectator parking. Everybody feels free to come in. There's 2 different spectator parking lots, and then we have like the show lot, if you want to call it that, where everybody comes in and parks. But it's a come and go event where people, you know, if they can be there first thing in the morning, they've got to leave, they can come in and go as they need to. And
vendors will be there.
Yes, we do have food trucks, we have coffee, and we also have porta potties out there as well. So and cover the bases.
Yeah, it's important. It's important. Yeah. Okay, so it's Saturday, August 5th, from 8 to 11. Is that to beat the heat? That is early, a little bit earlier.
Well, it is coffee and cars. So we get there. We get there in the morning, and usually at around 11 o'clock, everybody starts dispersing. But that's a good time to, you know, for everybody to leave, because then that opens up restaurants later, right? So everybody cruises from the downtown location into all sorts of, you know, areas around it to get a bite to eat. So it just kind of works out.
This event is happening next weekend, but then you also mentioned in September, people need to stand by for that date because this is the huge event for you guys.
Right. So we do 4 events out at the drag strip every year. This next event is coming up September 2nd, and we'll have all the details posted on the website as we get time details. But September 2nd, it's coming. So we'll have a drag race, show and shine, and it's a fun time for the whole family.
Awesome. Next year is the 10-year anniversary. Are you already planning something big?
Yes, so March is going to be our 10-year anniversary, and we will be celebrating both at the Judicial Center as well as at our next drag strip event after that. So all the details haven't been laid out yet, but we'll certainly be celebrating.
Okay, little teaser then. You're just busy. You have a lot of planning to do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If people want to get more information or maybe become a vendor, do they still have time
absolutely.
to do so? Okay.
Any vendor inquiries can come through the website, and that's coffeeandcarsaugusta.com. Okay. If you want more detail, like up-to-the-minute info, our Facebook page is a good place, and that's facebook.com/coffeeandcarsaugusta.
All right. Well, we appreciate you as always, Jason.
Well, thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. See you next time.
Yeah.
Coming up, the film industry in Georgia is booming, and we're going to tell you why this is happening right here in Georgia.
Then we are going live to the Kroc Center where they are getting ready to help kids go back to school. We'll have more on that next. But right now, we're sending things over to Lisa McCollum.
Mic check 1 2. We are here at the Kroc Center with all of these gorgeous, luxurious school buses behind me.
All right, welcome back. Buses go hand in hand with students headed back to school, and so do school supplies. Since school starts next week for Richmond and many of our surrounding counties, a local organization is making sure they have what they need to be successful. Our Maria Sellers is live at the Kroc Center for this year's Stuff the Bus. Hey, Maria.
Hey, Zaina, good morning. That's right. As you can see behind me, there are some school buses out here in the parking lot of the Kroc Center. It's all to help kids go back to school. And to talk to us more about this event, we have Angela Collins, the Director of Community Impact for the United Way of the CSRA. Angela, thank you for having us this morning.
Oh, thank you. We're so glad to have you out here. Yes, we've already had 2 school buses come out and drop off donations this morning, so we're really excited. There's a lot of business going on inside right now.
I'm sure there is, and I'm so glad to hear that people in the community are really helping and to make this possible. So tell us a little bit about how this works.
So anyone who wishes to make a donation, and this is a donation event, they come through here. We've got some wonderful volunteers up here that will check you in and collect from you. You don't have to load. We load them inside where the items are sorted, counted, and divided up to go out to the different schools. And the volunteers will literally load the items back on these buses, and the buses will drive off. They will be stuffed with school supplies.
That is amazing, and I hope we see them full to the brim. So if anybody wants to bring school supplies, what are y'all looking for? Do they need to go by class list, or can it be anything?
It can be anything. We have compared lists from across the area of the different school supplies needed, and basically it's the whole gamut. If you just feel the need to give, any school supplies are welcome.
That is great. And why is it so important for y'all to host events like this to really help meet the needs for the kids in our community?
So our school supplies go back directly to the schools, and social workers within the schools, as well as the counselors and the teachers, can see the need of these kids who are coming to school who don't have the items needed for success. And so they're able to pull directly from the supplies and give to those that they see them in the classroom, they're showing up without what they need. And we know that the cost of items right now is going up, and people are really struggling. So we're so glad to be able to get them in the hands of those who probably can't afford it right now.
That is so important, especially as you mentioned with the price of everything soaring. So if anybody wants to come out and give, if they're watching this and they want to head to the store, get some school supplies, how long will y'all be out here? When can they come by?
Anytime between now and noon. We do shut it down at noon, but we're out here at the Kroc Center, and we are going to unload it for you. So you just come on out until noon.
That is perfect, Angela. Well, thank you so much. I think that's about all the time we have today, but thank you so much for having us out here.
Nope, thank you. Thank you so much.
That's right, guys. So if you are wanting to donate, again, just get out here by noon, and these volunteers will take care of you from there. We're going to send things back over to Zaina and Natalia in the studio.
Thank you, Maria, for that. Such a great thing. You know, I really like these events and love to see the community coming together to support so many kids in our area, especially with some starting next week. We've already had a few of our counties start last week, this week as well. So, hey, get out there. Again, you have until 12 o'clock.
Yeah. And I'll take the advantage to wish all the students a great school year because, yeah, it's going to be great.
That's right. Well, check this out. Filmmakers from across the globe are choosing Georgia for their next TV or film production. Assembly Atlanta is a large film studio being built in Doraville. It'll be able to accommodate everything from feature films to TV shows, as well as commercials or music videos. It's owned by our parent company, Gray Television. I sat down with Gray's Senior VP of Corporate Relations at Assembly Atlanta about the project. We're joined this morning with Gray Television's Senior Vice President of Corporate Relations and Assembly Atlanta, Rick Burns. Thank you, Mr. Burns, for speaking with me.
Of course. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. This is exciting. So Assembly Atlanta is this very large film studio currently being built in the city of Atlanta. What does Georgia have to offer that makes it so attractive to film productions?
Well, Georgia really checks all the boxes for TV and film productions. First, there's our fantastic airport, our Atlanta Hartsfield. There's mountains, beaches, small towns and big cities. We have an amazing crew base. who are primarily Georgians. They're high trained. They are, and they live here thanks to programs like the Georgia Film Academy. In addition to that, we have a mild climate that's appealing to people filming year round. And there's great infrastructure like, our studio that we're building right now, Assembly Atlanta.
And Atlanta is just down the road from us. Here at home, some film productions have chosen to film in Augusta. How do you think Assembly Atlanta will benefit our town and maybe even future productions?
That's a great question. Assembly Atlanta offers state-of-the-art sound stages. We have amenities like catwalks. It creates a world-class experience that is unique to the East Coast. It will attract new production teams who will in turn look for additional filming spots, which will then in turn bring business to Augusta. I was doing some research, and organizations like Destination Augusta have done a great job promoting the city's diversity, amazing hospitality, and beauty. There's so much to film in Augusta, along with great restaurants, hotels, and a very welcoming community. As I've spent some time there, it's a great community.
It certainly is. Assembly Atlanta will, of course, impact the film industry and provide numerous jobs, like you mentioned. How do you see this project benefiting just the community as a whole?
Assembly Atlanta is expected to bring thousands of jobs to Georgia, which is a major benefit to the community. We're creating a creative environment that will encourage the arts, from music and film, while engaging the public and making them a part of an entertainment-centric complex. The arts and including film and TV and and other disciplines, it's really important to us to create this environment which will foster education and just future development, which we believe will help sustain and maintain this incredible industry in such a wonderful state.
And you touched on this just a bit. Speaking of community, do you see a relationship growing between businesses and Assembly Atlanta? If so, how do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Assembly Atlanta and just in productions in Georgia will support and grow, all businesses in Georgia. A lot of people are under this impression that people are coming in from other states, but they don't realize, how much production really supports local businesses. For example, the sets need lumber, props, and decorations. The crew and the talent will occupy hotels. They eat at local restaurants. We see our project as a huge driver of job creation, one that will transform the community, transform it for the good.
That's right. And for long term, we know Assembly Atlanta is still in the works right now over in the city. What do you see for the future for not only Assembly Atlanta, but Georgia?
Our team is committed, to TV and film industry in Georgia. Our goal is to be one of the major states in film and TV production. There's so much to offer here, and we will continue to encourage the production in our state by supporting the tax incentives that benefit the communities. But, our goal is to not just bring business to our studios, it's to promote other studios in Georgia, because although we're passionate about our project, it's really important for us to ensure that other businesses, including other studios around Georgia, are full. Because if they're full, then everybody's happy, including the local businesses, the restaurants, the hotels. Georgia's thriving, and it's a win-win for everybody. And, it's really important for us to really create an environment for the future creators of tomorrow and putting a stamp on Georgia.
And it's going to certainly be exciting to see Assembly Atlanta come full circle. It's going to impact so many people. Thank you so much, Rick Burns. We really appreciate it. Senior Vice President with Great TV.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Neat things happening here in Georgia. I mean, we just mentioned the film being filmed right here in Augusta, 5-Star Murders. I mean, come on now. And now this in Atlanta, this is crazy. This is mind-blowing. So if you do want to learn more, you can watch Why Georgia. That's airing tonight at 7:30 on our NBC side, Channel 26. And if you want to find more information about Assembly Atlanta, check out their Facebook page, and the information is right there on your screen.
Great interview. Thanks again, Rick Burns, for talking to us. And I'm super excited about Assembly Atlanta. I cannot wait to see what they're going to bring to our state.
It's going to help so many people. And like you said, I
Yeah.
mean, so many jobs. I want to tour the facility once it's ready.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
do
saying
it.
that now on TV. All right, bringing in First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton today. Emily, you've kind of been mentioning the same thing. It's another hot day, but we do need to be prepared for some possible isolated showers.
Yeah, definitely. It really is. I feel like I'm definitely repeating myself, but it's really a copy and paste pattern. But it's July, the end of July specifically. Very typical for us to see high temperatures in the 90s, heat index above that, and then some isolated showers. I mean, you could take any calendar year and pretty much pick that out. But right now, as we start off our morning, a couple of showers along the coast, and that's starting to move more inland, where we can see a little bit of showers for our southern counties here in the CSRA. But nonetheless, most of us are dry this morning, but a lot of cloud cover is sticking around, and that could continue throughout our afternoon. So that's actually might keep us a little bit cooler than what I was expecting. I really thought we were going to reach those lower 90s, but some places, especially our lower counties, they're definitely going to stay in those upper 80s just due to cloud cover and rainfall. So be sure to have an umbrella with you as you head out for your day. But just know it's not going to be widespread heavy rainfall everywhere. You don't have to worry about that, but just know that, hey, there's a chance of those scattered showers possible. Overall, a little bit of a gloomy start to our Friday. It's picking up sunshine. Maybe it's just trying to say in the future, we're hoping to get some sunshine. But the good news is temperature's a little bit cooler. 77 right now in North Augusta, but like I said, gonna warm up. Maybe. Fingers crossed, fingers not crossed for some people. We're going to be in those 90s, like I said, possibly this afternoon. Really, the cloud cover has such a big impact on the high temperatures. If it breaks up even for an hour or two, I could see us getting that 90, those lower 90s easy. But if it sticks around a little bit longer, we'll struggle to get out of those upper 80s. But I mean, check out the southern counties in our area. They're in the 80s. For predicted highs, so
that sounds about just right.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to see that here anytime soon, but hey, enjoy it while you have it.
Thanks, Emily. All right, coming up, we are bringing you the latest news from Hollywood and the events happening here in our area this weekend. Stand by.
Music, food festivals, and plenty of back to school. There's something for everyone and even tomato lovers. Let's get into the mix. It's Food Truck Friday in Evans this evening at the Evans Town Center Park. Enjoy live music and a variety of food and beverage vendors. Admission is free. Live music begins at 7. Here is something special for tomato lovers. You will want to make your way to the Tomato Festival happening tomorrow, 10 until 2 at Coal Creek Nurseries in Warrenville, South Carolina. Expect musical entertainment by the Lost Dog Band, food including vegan treats, King George lavender, samples in the market, plenty of tomatoes, and more. The event is free and open to the public. Lots of back to school going on Saturday to get the littles ready for back to school, including the CSRA Mega Back to School giveaway from 11 until 2 at Good Shepherd Baptist Church on Olive Road. Students from across the CSRA will receive free school supplies, enjoy games, and prize giveaways. Wraparound services like access to financial literacy, health screening, job opportunities, resources, haircuts, and hairstyles will also be available. On Saturday morning, take the kids out to the back to school block party and backpack giveaway. It's from 11 until 3 at the Lighthouse Christian Fellowship Baptist Church. This event offers free book bags with supplies, games, bounce houses, food, drinks, and more. Students must be present to receive the book bags and school supplies. Families, chefs, restaurants, and backyard grillers make plans now to be at the second annual Barbecue and Sweet Tea Festival, also Saturday from 10 until 4 at Generation Park in Aiken. With barbecue and sweet tea being staples of the South, why not get the best of both worlds? All sorts of barbecue and sweet tea and a hot dog eating competition, plenty of family-friendly games, enjoy music, food, and of course, sweet tea. Tickets are available at Eventbrite. Sunday, it's the Candlelight Music Series from 7:30 until 10 at the Augusta Common. Admission is $10, payable by credit, debit, or cash. Bring picnic basket, lawn chairs, or blankets and enjoy music under the Augusta skyline. This Sunday's featured band is the Peculiar Music Group. I'm Cher Best of 96.3 KISS FM, encouraging you to create a fantastic weekend. And that is your entertainment in the mix.
When you watch that, doesn't it make you just want to...
Yeah. Thanks, Cher.
Snap your fingers a little bit.
So yeah, ready for the
Lean
weekend.
to the left, lean to the right. All right, Cher, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, clearly there's a lot of things going on in our area, all right? Meryl Streep and Paul Rudd find themselves pulled into a murder mystery, and Post Malone releases new music. Danya Backus has your eye on entertainment.
Meryl Streep and Paul Rudd joined the cast of Season 3 of Only Murders in the Building. This time, the whodunit happens outside the apartment building and in a Broadway theater.
Oh my God, my leading man is dead!
Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez reprised their roles as amateur detectives and true crime enthusiasts. Only Murders in the Building returns on Hulu August 8th. Post Malone's new album, Austin, drops today. It's his 5th studio album. Austin is Malone's real first name. He plays guitar on all 17 tracks and says the music is some of the most challenging and rewarding he's ever performed after really pushing himself. And the 3rd and final season of the Emmy Award-winning mockumentary series, How To with John Wilson, premieres on HBO and Max today.
TV will always be there for you. On your proudest day, or in your darkest hour.
I cannot wait for this to come out. I have just been sitting on this for a few months now, and it's just so much I want to talk about.
Each episode starts as a how-to video, but eventually turns into a portrait of humanity. That's your eye on entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right.
Okay.
It looks interesting, to say the least.
And Meryl Streep, like anything that she does, I'll watch it because I love her. She's incredible.
1,000%. She puts
Right.
out great movies. And Post Malone, keep it up. He has good music too as well. All right, we like to see it. Okay, don't go anywhere. We have more to talk about. We're checking the answers to our social question right after the break. Plus, I have a quote to get your weekend started. That's next. Demi Lovato has revealed that she still struggles with some physical disabilities following her drug overdose 5 years ago. The actress and singer recently appeared on SiriusXM's Andy Cohen Live. She said that she wouldn't change her path because, quote, I don't have any regrets.
But she then said that the closest thing that she comes to regretting is her 2018 overdose. Lovato then disclosed that she doesn't drive because she still has vision and hearing impairments due to that overdose.
However, she calls it a constant reminder to continue her journey into sobriety because she never wants that to happen again. Lovato also added she wishes someone would have told her that, quote, if you just sit with the pain, it passes. Okay, well, we're wishing her all of the best. I really do like Demi Lovato. She has a pretty voice. Oddly enough, you know, she was really big in Disney. Wasn't a huge fan then. It was kind of like after the fact. I feel like I liked her music more kind of after the Disney. So, anyway.
Wishing her the best.
Yeah, okay. Time
All
to
right.
check the answers to our social question. What new items do you think should be sold in vending machines? All right, we had a lot of answers. Let's check this out. Jim saying intelligence in class. All right then.
How much would be that?
Oh, he says, but seriously, beach items should be sold, like souvenirs. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Wanda, something healthy. Even the vending machine at my doctor's office is nothing but junk. Yeah.
Joseph, worms for fishing.
That's
Ooh,
interesting.
That would be
Yeah.
interesting to look at them in there.
Sandra, phone chargers. Yeah, I think you can find that at the airport. Yeah.
Paul saying, I worked at a country club's tennis pro shop for many years. We had a beer vending machine.
And Gary said Marge. All right, I like that.
All right. Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with this quote. This one says, you have to be able to accept failure to get better. LeBron James said that one. And speaking of LeBron James, we're wishing his son the best. I know he's at home recovering. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to producer Natalia for always doing double duty behind and in front of the scenes. Have a great Friday. We'll see you Monday.
Thank you. See y'all.